The late 50s, early 60s, home of the beehive hair doing hairspray. And for those of y'all that don't know, hairspray is flammable. And sure enough, it lit. And my grandmother's running around going, oh, Lord, what's in my hair? Oh, Lord, I don't know. Oh, Lord. My mother goes, Mama, you got to calm down. It's a roach in your hair. And to the day she died, my grandmother thought roaches spontaneously combusted.
I've always acted stupid my whole life, so it was just kind of par for the course, I guess. See, I'm 30 years old, big 3-0. I know everybody doesn't think I'm that old. I know. Old lady. Moved to Houston about almost 3 years ago. Grew up near Pittsburgh and just started doing comedy about 1.5 years ago down here. And I'm brand new at it. I know I have a long way to go, but I'm happy with where I am for the amount of time that I have in.
Much sense. You know, and fucking crazy shit down here. You guys drafted that Asian for the basketball team. That's horse shit. That's just cruel. Get that black guy out of that costume. There is no such thing as a 7'7" Asian. Fucking makes me crazy. No, it does.
What do you see? Did you see yourself growing up to be a comedian?
No. As a matter of fact, I fought it for a long time. Even though I remember being called class clown in elementary school and intermediate school. And then when I was in high school, I won best personality, you know. And then when I got into college, I started acting and started singing and started doing that kind of thing. And everybody said, you know, you've got great timing, you've got great faces, you need to be a comedian. And I was like, no, that's not for me, that's for my dad. That's not for me. That's what he does, I do this. But a friend of mine sat me down and said, listen, you have got the talent, you can do this. And he sat me down literally for 3 hours trying to talk me into doing this. And I finally, after 3 weeks of kind of going back and forward with this, I wrote some material, just bit the bullet, got up on stage 5 years ago, and did it. And when I got that first laugh, that was it. It was over. I knew this is what I want to do. This is what I was meant to do. I just got married. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the support. Thank you. And Mexicans, don't get mad at me. But I married a white boy. And he's from New York. And he's Polish. But he's got money. No. No, he's awesome, man. We're having a good time together. We're having a real good time. But, you know, he thinks he likes to act macho around me. He thinks he's going to be all macho because he thinks he married this little meager Mexicana, you know, that just came here from Mexico. And I'm going to clean his dirty underwear and make him tortillas and tamales and burritos. Not this Mexican, He sits there and tells me, woman, get downstairs and get me a beer. I'm like, fuck no. And he goes, oh, come on, let me be a man. Please let me be a man, please. I just want to be a man once, please.
This is where I work, on the side, slinging liquor to pay the bills, because comedy doesn't pay all that much. You got to kind of love what you do. And drink a lot. That always works, too. So this is a little different. So I work here from about 8 in the evening until 4 in the morning, cleaning, very glamorous, or 15 to an hour a night. So which one would you rather do? So I definitely get material from here. But when you're really busy, you got to stop and go write it down and remember it the next day. So, yeah, lots of material. People are funny.
I got this job for extra cash. Beer tub girl in a thong bikini. Yeah. I know it's disgusting. You don't have to tell me. All I do is pick my ass and open beer all night. That's my job, you know? Corona, you want to line with that? Sweet. Take care of you, you know?
You do what you have to, whether it's wearing a thong, picking your butt and opening beer, or changing engines to put yourself through school. You got to get there somehow.
So when my sister calls and she's bitching, I can't believe you wear a thong to work in a bar. I'm like, I can't believe you wear a suit to work in a cubicle, you know? Fuck that.
Houston, Texas, downtown. What more could you want? Which is why I live in Houston, Texas. I could go to LA, but I wouldn't have this. I've been hard and fired by all of these lovely places right here.
Money in this business is tricky. In the 80s, in the good old days, were the golden days of comedy, money was good. An opener could get flown to some exotic city. They'll put you up in a really expensive hotel, and you can make $2,000 for a week. Nowadays, an opener or a feature, we drive our own vehicles clean across the country, sometimes for $100.
She was asking me, if a female comedian or starting out says, I want to do comedy, what do you say? I would say, do it.
Don't. There's no room for you bitches. No, get in there,
She's
do
so
it.
terrible. No,
Get in there, do it. Don't
him.
listen to everybody, but don't listen too close.
I
Keep
just
coming
tell
out.
them, yeah, keep coming out.
Keep coming out.
Work on 5 minutes of clean material, go up on stage and do it.
Do male comedians respect females? No. And if they say they do, they're lying. They're lying, because if they did, they'd help us more. Even Jerry Lewis said it. Women are reproducing machines. They're not supposed to be funny. He recanted that, but they don't think we're funny as stand-ups.
There's times when I think I can't make it in this business and I don't have a lot of comedy coming and I have to pick up bartending shifts, which is what I don't want to do. And all of a sudden when there's, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, and I'll get a phone call and a gig comes through and it pulls me out of that spot. Or I'll meet a comic who needs a female feature that respects female comedy. Because it is. Female comedy is shouldn't be gendered like it is. And you're looking at an audience. If you're in a good club that seats 300 people, half of those people are women. And why they wouldn't want to hear a point of view that's very funny and a great point of view is beyond me. Why club bookers sometimes just think that, as they call it, gash ain't funny.
Of course they give me a hard time, because regardless, it doesn't matter. I could really draw a lot of parallels between joining the Navy and being in the military and starting out in comedy, because it doesn't matter if you're female or male. You need to hold your own.
You know what? I realized that, like, stereotypes, they're there for a great reason, because without stereotypes, we wouldn't be able to separate ourselves from that jack-offs that earned those titles, Like, if I followed my stereotype, I'd be getting busy in the backseat of a Mustang right now,
Being gay in comedy is very interesting, because a lot of times I get away with things that other female comics can't. And I know that sounds strange, but let me explain that there's been a lot of female comedians that have been told by club owners and club bookers that, well, we're not going to book you because you're a little too harsh, or you say these kind of things and stuff like that. And then you'll hear male comics say the same thing. And the female comic is going, hey, what happened? And the club booker will say, well, guys can get away with it, but girls can't. And for some reason, being a gay comic, a lesbian comic, I have been able to get away with saying those same things, because I guess for some reason, she's one of the guys. I don't know what they think, something weird.
Hell yes. First thing that men say is women aren't funny. I had some guy come up to me and say, you know what, man? I have seen so many women comics and they're not funny. You're funny. I've always thought that women comics suck. Yeah, for a chick, that's the one. For a woman, you're funny. For a chick, you're funny. Like,
I've worked clubs where I said I don't hire
Where's the
women
line?
here, but
Men
so
are
don't
so
fuck
used to
up.
seeing men.
But I love doing it. I get more grief for doing my show because of the way I talk on stage. I scare a lot of people. And it just, I say a lot of things people can relate to. Now, if I was a man saying this, it'd be good. I'd have an HBO special by now, because it's true. I'm not saying anything different than Richard Pryor, than Dennis Miller, than anybody else. The fact is that I'm a woman, and I've been told that. A man can get away with what you say, but you can't. That's bullshit. Pure, absolute bullshit. Now, I did a show. Actually, I've been censored out of 2 clubs. One was here in Houston, and that was Spellbinders. They're closed. The other was in Oklahoma City in 1996 at a place called Jokers. They're closed. Don't fuck with the voodoo, okay? A little bit of gris-gris patasa. Bye-bye. You want to censor me? Watch this shit. Bye, motherfucker. But it's true, they censored me. And what happened, 1996 was the first time. I had only been doing stand-up for about 6, 7 years, and it just shocked the hell out of me because I got in this business to say what I wanted to say. I thought as a comic there were no rules, say what you want. But no, evidently with me and women, it's different. This kid came up to me after the show. He saw my show the first night, and he was like the little manager and very proud of his little job. It's so cute when they're that young. It's like, shut up. Gives me a letter that says I could not use or allude to the word fuck. I'm from Louisiana. How do you allude to the word fuck? Nor could I use any type of scatological material. What the hell? Am I saying shit like that? Or any type of sexual innuendo. I'm like, well, thank you, good night, that's my show. And he said, you have to sign this piece of paper or you can't perform. I said, this is bullshit. I said, I'm not signing this piece of paper. And I'm going to tell you why as soon as I drink my Crown Royal. There you go, baby, go. Thank you, Jesus. I used to, at this point of the show, I used to toast people with a saying that we have in Louisiana, but it's in French. And fuck the French. I ain't saying shit about them. Like, fuck them. I don't know those people. So I'll say it in English. I wish you nothing but the joy of life. God bless you. Oh, and by the way, I will be selling my CD after the show. This is my second CD. I got my third one coming out at the end of June. This one is called Bitch Is My Good Mood. And the one coming out in June is, at the end of June, is called Red, White, and Bitch. I'm staying with that whole bitch thing. It works well for me, so. Anyway, what I told this kid was, I said, let me explain something to you. I'm not signing this piece of paper, and I'm going to tell you why. I said, I'm going to give you a real quick history lesson. I speak real fast because I'm from the state of Louisiana, so pay attention, focus. Look at me in the eyes right here, fucker, all right? And you use my hand, so you might want to step back because I'm probably going to slap the shit out of you. So, if you go down to Washington, D.C. right now, there's a big black wall, and it's shaped like a V, and on that wall is 58,229 names of the American boys that died in Vietnam, so I can still have the freedom to use or allude to the word fuck so you can kiss my ass. Now, I'm getting ready to get out of here because I got to do some drinking. Up until about a year ago, I used to close my show talking about the lottery. I stopped doing that because somebody did something in San Francisco that pissed me off. I'm getting real sick and tired of people messing with something that I hold very dear to me, and that is God. I'm tired of that. We're taking it out of our school systems, and we're taking it away from our children's lives. We need to put that back into their lives. And, you know, I don't care. You don't like it? The United States of America was built on religious freedom. I'm tired of this. So, I will do this until they stop messing around with it. You can join me if you want to. You don't have to, but this is the way I feel. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under who? God. Under who? God. Under who? God. Indivisible with liberty and justice for all. God bless you. Thank you and good night.
Thanks for coming out. Thank you so much for coming out.